above the attic.
But the roof could be on fire.
The roof. The roof.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my spiel.
But
on
you can
Tyreek.
raise the roof.
God damn it. What is this turning
Look.
into? Go ahead.
I think everybody knows Tyreek is the definition of boom or bust. Okay, like all right, I'm getting on.
What's up, Fackers? We are back with our Fantasy and Chill 101, counting down the top 101 fantasy football players for the 2020 season. We are up to number 8 on our countdown, wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill. He is our second ranked wide receiver. Last year he finished as wide receiver number 26. He had 58 catches for 860 yards and 7 touchdowns on 89 targets. He also had 8 carries for 23 yards. He scored 169.3 fantasy points, an average of 14.1 points per game. All right, so the reason why he only finished wide receiver number 26 last year, he did miss 4 games due to injury kind of at the beginning of the season. He was a little banged up. In fact, I'm pretty sure he got hurt game 1, right?
Yeah, I think it was a sternum. Like he got landed on pretty hard.
Yeah. So he missed the next 4 games after that. But when he came back, he was very productive. He finished as a top 10 wide receiver in a third of his outings. All right, so 4 out of the 12 games he played, he was a top 10 wide receiver. So very consistent in that regard. And over his career, he's been very good for the Chiefs with Mahomes, had that good connection. He scored 36 touchdowns in only 59 career games. All right, so this is Tyreek Hill, maybe the fastest guy in the league, on the best offense in the league, with the best arm in the league throwing in the ball. Like the ceiling is the roof for Tyreek Hill.
Ceiling is the roof.
What's the highest point of the house?
The attic.
The attic
is above the attic.
But the roof could be on fire.
The roof. The roof.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my spiel.
But you can raise the roof.
God damn it. What is this turning into? Go ahead.
I think everybody knows Tyreek is the definition of boom or bust. Okay, like you're either I had him the year he was number 1 overall, like, and you were either getting a 120-yard 2-touchdown game or 20 yards, and that was it. Like very boom or bust. He will win you matchups single-handedly.
I'm glad you said that because that's the thumbnail. So
that's the title of this video.
Yeah. There you go, baby. Okay, now with that being said, like, his ADP right now in half PPR is number 10, okay? So I have a hard time drafting him there just because running backs are at such a premium this year. And in all honesty, I don't know y'all's opinion. I mean, Michael Thomas, obviously I'm taking before Tyreek, but I would probably take Julio Jones above Tyreek.
Yeah, I think we said it. We talked about this in the Julio video, actually.
Yeah, we've talked about that these next 4 wide receivers are basically pick one out and you're going to be okay. It's just the reason I have Tyreek Hill as my number 2 is I think just the ceiling is just that much higher than the other 3 guys to where he is on the best offense with the best quarterback. I think he can finish number 1 if he has a bunch of those 30-point games, which I think he can do. And you talked about his bust potential. That first year when he came on the scene that you had him, yeah, he threw around like a couple 2s and 3s. But I think he's a little bit different now. He's getting more targets. He's going to pretty much always get you around probably at least 8 points. The floor is a little bit higher than it used to be. He's getting more of those like screen passes and stuff like that, especially in half and full PPR, just getting some points here or there. So I think his floor is higher than it was during that first year he burst on the scene. So he's still a boomer bust just because, yeah, you can get those 40-point games that are big-time boom. It's just the bust is not as bad as it used to be.
Okay, here, let me ask you a question, and both of y'all. So if you did draft Tyreek Hill, because you're going to have to get him on that, like, kind of...
It's going to be on the
7,
turn.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yes. On the turn at the end. And which running back going around there do you think complements Tyreek the best?
I think, man, if you could get...
Honestly, I think Chubb.
you know our thoughts on Chubb. I'm not a Chubb fan
But
at
he's
all.
consistent.
I think it's the guy we
Okay,
just
I,
talked
I,
I
about.
was gonna say Joe Mixon.
Mixon,
I
Yeah.
think Joe Mixon,
Mixon and
out of that
Tyreek.
group, we talked about how solid Joe Mixon is. He probably doesn't have the ceiling that guys like Miles Sanders and Chubb might have, but I think he has the highest floor. And so if you're thinking about a guy to pair with Tyreek Hill, who is that high ceiling guy, maybe a little bit of a lower floor, that Joe Mixon is the perfect match for him.
The thing with me though,
Okay.
because the thing with me though is I'm not going to be taking Tyreek and a running back. If I'm taking Tyreek, I'm pairing him with another wide receiver because I don't want Tyreek as my number one.
Yeah, but I think you're setting yourself up for failure if you do that.
Which is why I'm not taking Tyreek.
No, but why would you?
I know,
Why would you
but-
handcuff yourself like that? Like, why wouldn't Why wouldn't you want Tyreek as your number one?
Because I'd prefer someone like who because I know I can get Julio or Devontae.
Yeah.
Like if I'm taking Tyreek
Yeah,
at
but
number 10, I know
Even that,
Julio
even
or
what we're
Devontae's
just
gonna be
talking
there.
about, if you get someone solid, dependable like a Joe Mixon or a Josh Jacobs, who's out there getting a solid floor every game,
But I can pair that with, like I said, a Julio or
right?
Devontae.
But then you're talking about two solid floors. Whereas,
Yeah.
do you agree that Tyreek Hill has a higher ceiling than those guys? Though?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're saying. If you can get
No, I know he has a higher
a
ceiling.
solid, consistent floor with your running back there, pair him with
Okay,
Tyreek
Matt.
Hill, who can explode, and then you have a good pairing.
Matt, let's say you drafted 5th and were able to get Dalvin Cook. Would you take
Sure.
Tyreek Hill at
No.
15?
Because Dalvin Cook might be in a similar boat as
True.
Tyreek Hill.
Okay, what about Derrick
Kyle
Henry?
Tucker is a triples machine, everybody, if you're watching the Astros game.
Derrick Henry?
I'm trying to convince myself to take Joe Mixon over Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, realistically,
If I
for
take-
you,
if I take
Matt,
Zeke,
the only
then
way
maybe.
you're going to end up with Tyreek is if you draft like in the first 3 picks and you get Saquon, Zeke, or McCaffrey, and then
And
you can
Tyreek
take
falls.
Hill and then still get another good running back after that.
Yeah, and Tyreek falls like 13
So what
through
you're
15.
you're telling us you're pretty much 100% set on going running back.
Yes.
What you're telling us.
Uh,
Because otherwise you'd take Tyreek in that first part of the second round. I just
No,
don't
yeah.
see why you wouldn't.
it depends on like where Devontae or Julio falls in the draft. Like if I'm like at the 3rd pick and one of them falls pretty late, then I'm probably going to take a wide receiver there.
Okay, but let's go back to your strategy you mentioned. If you do take Michael Thomas there and you get Tyreek, which is very feasible, you could easily do that, I feel like. Your running backs you're looking at are, I mean, Chris Carson would be a great running back one, right? For you? Like,
You're
you're
talking
not
about,
going to
like,
even,
How
you're
about
not going to sniff
Carson,
Eckler or
Gurley,
Jones.
Bell, David Johnson?
Yeah, I've already talked about how high I am on Gurley.
Okay, so Gurley and then, yeah, I mean, I guess you could go Gurley and like
Brett.
maybe,
He's in our
What?
league. We'll let him do whatever he wants. If he wants to pass and leave more running backs for us, that is perfectly fine.
No, y'all
no, no. You're
Because
not getting my point, though.
I said I'm not taking Tyreek Hill because of this.
Yeah. I was trying to dive into his mind and like let the viewers see like if you did go wide receiver, like the running backs you're looking at, it's not pretty. I mean,
There's a fall off.
there is a huge fall off. And look, I've done the
Is
two
there-
wide
is there
receivers in the
really-
first 2 rounds. You get studs, and then you go running back for the next 4 rounds, and it doesn't look terrible, but you're still ending up with guys like Kareem Hunt and DeAndre Swift. Is like you might have to start them.
Just kind of veering off from Tyreek Hill, but is there really that big of a fall off from like Joe Mixon through Miles Sanders to Todd Gurley and Chris Carson?
I mean,
There
in my
might
honest
not end
opinion,
up being, but I think there could be.
Yeah,
Like there's a
there
reason why
could
they're
be.
ranked 15 spots lower.
I've done so many mock drafts this year. You know me, mock draft Brit. The fall off starts after it goes basically Aaron Jones and Eckler. Those are going to be the last 2 running backs I feel like that are going to go. And then there's that next tier. And I honestly, Carson could go in the tier above. But then you have Gurley, Fournette, Connor, Gordon, Bell, David Johnson. That's the next tier. And then after that, it's Sketch City. Jonathan Taylor, Mark Ingram. Okay, I might give you that one the next tier. David Montgomery, Devin Singletary, Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
It is, you don't want to be in that boat.
Yeah, I get that. I get that part. But I don't know if there's that big of a fall off between tier 2 and tier 3.
I mean, from Miles Sanders compared to Mark Ingram or David Montgomery, like that's a pretty.
I'm not considering them tier 3 guys, really.
Oh, tier 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, that was more tier 4. Yeah.
All right, so real quick
Sorry.
before we wrap this up, I know we got way off topic,
But
here.
it's good to talk about because
yeah,
it's more about draft strategy
yeah,
at the beginning round.
Especially we talked
guys.
about these last 15 guys. Like Britt said it, we know they're all like studs. They're all really good. So really, the discussion is not whether you would draft him, because obviously we draft all these guys. It's where would you draft him.
Yeah.
So it's good to have those discussions. But real quick, while we wrap this up, we've now finished those 4 wide receivers we've talked about that are so close. So obviously, out of those 4, I'm picking Tyreek Hill, Matt, Devontae, Britt.
I'll take Michael Thomas.
No, I know that. Out of the next 4.
Out of those 4, I mean, in all honesty,
the 4
I'm probably Julio. You can't go wrong with Julio.
Okay.
That's
So you're Julio.
So we're all over the place.
You're Julio. He's Devontae. I'm Reek. Do we want to make a quick little gentleman's maybe throw it in out of those 3 guys?
We haven't had a 3-man.
We haven't had a 3-way bet, a threesome bet.
all right. I got Michael Thomas.
Okay.
All right, so Britt has Julio. You have Devontae Adams. I have Tyreek Hill. The 2 losers have to cheers and chug
While holding hands.
hands.
What if we just do the last place guy has to chug?
No, because there's going to be 1 winner. You don't get 2 winners.
True.
Because someone's going to get
You don't
second.
have 2 winners. You just have 1 loser.
No, we're going to have 2 losers and 1 winner.
Wait, we're building up quite the.
All I know is
We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this all at once. I'm just we can
Just
over
agree to it, Britt,
yeah,
so we can end the
Okay,
video.
hold on. Let me get my phone out. Let me put
All
it
right,
in.
Brett's gonna copy this down, but Brett's Julio, Matt is Devontae, I'm Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is our 2nd ranked wide receiver, number 8 overall. We out.
We out.
We out.